Hey guys, welcome to Q&A number 43. Whitney and Danielle here. We are balanced dog trainers located in Ohio. I own Milligan Valley Canine Academy, and Danielle is a trainer of mine. She assists me in running the business, and I think that everybody should know we are also friends. So sometimes some nonsense happens, which doesn't make sense unless you know that. Okay, so before we get into the Q&A, sometimes folks ask us, how do you stop an unwanted behavior? And the answer to that always involves discipline or punishment to some degree. So you always hear us talk a lot about that on the Q&As, and that's because that's the only way to stop an unwanted behavior. However, here in our board and train, when we're training dogs from day to day, we do a lot of the yes, we do a lot of rewarding, food rewards, clicker, and food, and patterning with dogs. But the only way to stop an unwanted behavior is through discipline or punishment. And then once the dog knows the commands well enough, the only way to get consistency and reliability out of the dog is to hold them accountable for non-compliance of a known command. So it's just kind of like a little intro to the Q&A and a little bit of information about what we do as dog trainers. So I think it's going to be a quick one today. And are you ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's have it.
Okay, so this is from Daryl and Lori Lawson.
Oh, hey guys.
Hello. So she says she has no problem with sit down and stay. Then I walk away, turn around, they both come on command. But Cooper comes so fast he hits me and has knocked me down.
Oh.
I usually stand beside a tree or a pole. How do I slow him down? He's about 90 pounds. Oliver does great with stopping.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It sounds to me like there might be a little bit of like a race between the two dogs a little bit. So what you could do is practice your recall with, it's Cooper, right?
Yes. Yep.
Practice your recall with Cooper separate from Oliver, so that there's not that competition there, because we got to work some bugs out, right? So that's not the whole answer. It's part of the answer. We got to work some bugs out. Also then, what I want you to do is I want you to put Cooper in a downstay and only go about 4 feet from him, recall him. He won't have enough momentum to get going, right? Then, do that a couple times. Then get about 6 feet from him, recall him. Then get about 8 feet from him, recall him. You get what I'm saying? So that he learns to come to you at a slower pace. Try that. Try that. Also try working with him separately, not with Oliver. And then once you get Cooper to come to you at a reasonable pace, then you can start to work them together. Try that. Try that. If that doesn't work, let me know, and I will cook something else up in my head. Right?
What are you cooking with? Peanut oil?
I'm not feeling as
Cooking with gas?
Yeah, I'm not feeling as southern today, so cooking with gas.
Cooking with
today.
gas. Okay.
Yeah.
Cooking with gas today.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Next is. I had to say the next.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just trying to retrain you a little bit, because sometimes you get off on your
Just
own.
don't. How do you say Mark's last name? Gearing?
Gearing.
That's what I thought.
Gearing.
Okay. Mark Gearing. So Stella does very well in her daily training. She responds well to my commands. However, when off the pinch collar and off the leash when she's outside doing her business, she won't come to the house. She'll come to the door after she's done her business, and then when he opens the door to let her in, she backs off and won't come in. She doesn't respond to commands either. He says it's a fun game that she likes to play. Not.
Yeah. So first of all, I did 3 lessons with Mark and his puppy. So he's got a very young dog, Stella, which is very well behaved. Here's the thing, Mark, she doesn't know come well enough at this point. So we need to teach her come with a remote collar. And we need to do that over hundreds of repetitions, layering the remote collar over it to get that reliability. So I know right now you're playing this cat and mouse game right now because you can, right? Because we have a dog who maybe sort of kind of gets come, but there's no way to reinforce it, and so she plays this cat and mouse game with you. So cool thing is on March 9th, I'll have her here on a board and train, and I will fix all that for you. So, but that's what for other people watching this that might be dealing with the same thing, it's like you got to teach the dog come on a long line with food and a remote collar, do that hundreds of reps, and then hold the dog accountable for non-compliance of come. So that they can't do that cat-mouse game. But you've done an excellent job with her so far. I'm really proud of you, and I look forward to having her on Monday.
So what would you suggest for someone who is not Mark and is not bringing their dog in for the board and train? What would you suggest for them to do at this point if their dog is doing that with them? They're going out to go to the bathroom, and they're not coming back. They're not responding.
Yeah, you have to teach them a remote collar come. Like, that's it. Like, because otherwise, okay, so I don't want to say
Could
that.
you also take them out on a flexi leash and make sure that they're going to the bathroom?
Well,
keep them on a leash?
Yes. I thought you meant like as in like a real.
No,
like,
I just meant a simple answer.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
perhaps I should have just said.
Yes.
Also, if you're not to that point, even if you do have a fenced-in backyard or something, you may still want to take them out on a flexi leash
Absolutely.
to make that behave
Absolutely.
easier.
So it wasn't in your brain quite like that? I wasn't in your brain. My brain's thinking, teach a remote collar heel.
Right, but I was kind of like
Your brain-
trying to
your-
dial it back a little. Like, perhaps not everybody's in that position. So
And I appreciate
what
that about
suggestions
you.
can we give?
I appreciate that about you because you try to make it simple. Yeah, you could just take them out on a flexi leash if you are not in a position yet to do the training with a remote collar.
Okay, awesome. We'll go next. Okay. Next is Sabrina Johns. Okay,
Hey,
so
Sabrina.
she has come in before with us for 3 lessons. She did prong collar
Yeah.
work with her dog. Okay.
Yep, when she was a pup. Yep.
So the problem is that she said that she planned on returning.
Okay.
She hasn't yet. She says that she's regretting not doing it, but she wants to get a hold of us soon. But basically what she's saying is she didn't follow through consistently during the holidays and stuff, and she feels like there's some regression. So she wants to know, what does she do now? Does she start from the beginning? What happens?
No, you don't have to start from scratch, and it's okay, guys. It's okay. Life happens. Things happen. It doesn't mean that you're a bad owner. You know.
Yes, you're not a bad dog mom. You put that on here, but you're not a bad dog mom. So
not
I
at
didn't
all.
even want to say that because I didn't feel like you were at all.
No, things happen. Life happens. You also have children. You work a job. Like, you're a wife. You run a house. Like, things happen. So don't feel bad about that. You don't have to start from the ground up. Do a couple of refreshers. What I mean by a couple of refreshers is do 1-2 sessions. Kind of like help guide the dog back through some of the commands that you already taught. You'll be amazed at how quickly the dog will just bounce right back into it. Then just start holding her accountable for the standards that you had pre stopping of the training. It's like losing my words there. Pre stopping of the training, but like before the holidays, right? It'll only take 2 or 3 sessions to kind of get her back to where she was. You don't have to go back to teaching down with the food lure and all that. Just give her a little leash guidance, you know? If she gets up from a down stage, just take her back. You know, just kind of remind her of some of these things. All right. We want to help you. We look forward to helping you and getting to work with you again, but also check out the YouTube channel. So a lot of tutorial videos on there. And we have a lot more that are going to be going up on how to help people for free on how to work through some of these things. So check that out and reference those. All right. Good to hear from you, Sabrina.
All right, so our last one is Lindsay Thomas.
Hey, Lindsay, I don't think we've ever had a question from you before, so welcome.
She says, what kind of shock collar do you recommend and why?
Great question. We recommend the Mini Educator by eCollar Technologies, and we love that collar because it's the best collar on the market because it has the most consistent stem pattern. It's very consistent in its stem pattern. And also it has 100 levels, so I can easily come up on numbers. Whereas
Easily.
I'm always good for the hand gestures.
Yeah, you are.
Always. Yeah. So I can easily come up on that. See, I can't even help myself. It can easily come up on the numbers, and even like I cannot help myself.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I seriously cannot help myself. Even the ones on Amazon are like half the price, but then I start with my shoulders. Okay, I'm just gonna be.
Her arms just want to go.
I'm just
It's
gonna
okay.
be
Here,
mean.
I wasn't.
Okay.
Just go ahead.
So even the ones on Amazon, they're like half the price, and they might have 100 levels, but the stim pattern is not consistent and it jumps. It might go from, level 10 to like level 12 might be like, whoa, like it might be a big difference. Whereas on my collar, on the e-collar technology mini educator collar, it goes up really, really slow. So I have a lot more room to move on that collar in terms of numbers and the differences with dogs and what works and what doesn't work. Also, it's fully waterproof, holds a really good battery charge on it, and the folks over there at eCollar Technologies are awesome to work with, and they really stand behind their products. So it is absolutely worth investing in that collar. That is the best one on the market, and really the only one that we will even use, because we've worked with a lot of other collars and tested them out, and they're just not up to par. So great question. All right.
Okie dokie.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it. Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for the questions. And as always, we love helping y'all.